going back in a second.
Wait, we're gonna... Boom!
Boom. David
Adams.
Wojtas against Ken Adams. Ken Adams, a ringer, often seen at Star City Open events.
Ken Adams running some new tempered steel deck, kind of Hawkward-ish.
Oh, this is... I think this deck is insane.
I think it's also insane. I wrote about it because
I wrote about it also.
Yeah, I think like the additions from the new set, like you get like 16 cards from the new set. Like,
and they're all really good.
Four
Do you have the
porch-
Shrine of Lily?
He only has 3 Vault Scourge. I don't know if that's correct
I
or
like
not.
that. I only had 3 in my deck.
Okay, I ran 4 just because like it was
I
way
had
better
4
than...
Poison Legionnaire. I only had 3 Revoker. He has 4 Revoker, 3
I didn't run
Poison
any
Legionnaire.
Revoker. I ran the 2/1 Flyer instead, and I had Revoker on the sideboard.
Oh, I like Revoker.
He's probably better, but I was just trying to race Gideon instead of, I don't know.
Yeah.
He has 2 Shrines in his main deck, 3 Dispatch, which is what I had as well. He still has Glintalk Guide, which I think is good against Wrath. He has 3 Inkmoth Nexus. I don't know if Inkmoth Nexus is needed, though. You're not going to kill them with Poison. Yes, it turns on Metalcraft, you have to spend a mana. I don't know. That's a card that I don't think that people need to be running. He only has 18 lands, though. 18 lands and 3 Moxes. And his sideboard has Stoneforge Mystic Package, which is interesting.
He has no Ornithopters.
No Ornithopters.
He is not all in at all.
I didn't run Ornithopters either. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just got outclassed with the new cards. What happened here? We have Dispatch or Inquisition?
Ooh, so he's definitely nabbing a Tempered Steel here.
He could hit the Steel Overseer. They have very similar effects, and one's like actually...
Yeah, I guess that's true.
puts
And I mean,
pressure.
if he's also just got like a Go for the Throw in his hand or something, like the Steel Overseer might just take over a game.
Plus, he can't cast the Temper Steel right now. And I know he has 2 mana towards it, but he only runs 18 lands. Like, there's a chance that he just wastes it.
Calcaterra, come on up to the main event stage. Your EDH game is ready for you. Nick Calcaterra, to the main event stage, please.
So David, really quick, he's running Phyrexian Obliterators, Gatekeepers, Hex Mages, and Grave Titans as his creatures. This is a mono-black control. Go for the Throat, not going to be good in this matchup. Inquisitions, Duresses, Dismembers, Sign in Blood, Despise. 25 Swamp, I don't like that. I wrote about this for on TCG Player, and like, I think you want Tech Edge, because otherwise you have to use your...
He doesn't even have Mind Sludge, and he has 25 Swamp.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I mean,
I don't get it.
4 Despise, 4 Inquisition, 2 Duress seems like a lot to me.
Yeah, it seems like too much.
I think
I mean,
only
in the
about
late game, you're going to
6
end
to
up
7
with
of
some
those.
pretty... you can definitely end up with discard spells in your hand,
But
like
these guys
after
3-0.
5, and that's pretty bad.
Are they 3-0? Do we know?
I believe they're 3-0. 3-0?
Alright,
Oh,
that
okay,
makes-
never mind.
that makes a
These
little more
guys are 2-1 right now.
Well, these are both pretty cool decks. His sideboard has another Duress. We need 11 of those. Surgical Extractions, Nighthawks, Black Sun Zenith.
Yeah, when you're at 11 discard spells with surgical extractions.
Yeah. I had like Lice Finale in my version because I think that card's awesome against everybody.
That card is so awesome.
Against Control, you're like, Jester's Cap you, and they're like, oh, I have 1 good creature left on my deck or whatever. Even if you don't hit a creature, sometimes you just cast it. Like, Jester's Cap you. Usually you want to hit a creature.
Jester's Cap's not bad right now.
No, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't exist. Actually, it does. There's the kicker. What's the kicker one? Black, kicker of like 11 or some stupid thing like that.
You search your opponent's library
For 3
like...
cards, and then it's 15 if you kick it. That card. So Jester's Cap does exist, I guess.
Yeah.
Also only in the mono black deck. Alright, Vault Scourge in play.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure David's just holding Go for the Throat. Oh, he's got Glenhawk saved with Go for the Throat, so he does have a target. I don't know if you want Glinthawks anymore.
Yeah, I don't like Glenhawk.
See, that's the thing. I didn't have Glinthawk. I had 4 Vault Scourge in my list. Maybe I had the 2/1 Flyer over Glinthawk.
Yeah, Glenhawk doesn't seem too exciting to me.
It's just a 2/1 or 2/2 Flyer for 1. Like,
as far as he doesn't have Hex Parasite either.
yeah, that was. Oh yeah, I had 2 Hex Parasite in my list.
Yeah, I had 4 Hex Parasite. I like that card.
It's awesome. It's Tumble Magnet.
Yep.
I mean, just if you look at like the old list when you had to run Vector Asps, like
it's pretty miserable.
You get Vault Scourge or Hex Parasite, just actual strict upgrades to the card. David's running the classic my swaps don't match. I hate when people do that. That always seems like they don't take it seriously. I don't know why.
All right, he's going to Gatekeeper with Kicker here. Ken gets rid of that Glenhawk, and he's going to get another turn now. Another Steel Overseer activation. Pretty scary for Ken.
That is one.
Or pretty scary for David, rather. Yeah, I mean, he's going to get this Vault Scourge, though, and Vault Scourge is a veritable Baneslayer Angel when you're pumping with Steel Overseer. right, here we go. He's going to dispatch that gentleman. I don't really... Oh, no, he's just going to play the hawk. That makes sense. Yep, attack, and here we go.
This is why Hawk's not good. Like, think if instead that Vault Scourge was in play with 2 counters on it right now.
Yeah, and he just had...
I mean, he
also, that Vault Scourge, he would also have a Hex Parasite instead of Glenhawk Idol, and both the Vault Scourge would have 2 counters on it, and the Hex Parasite would have 1 counter on it.
He probably would have sacrificed the Hex Parasite to the Gatekeeper or whatever, but that's fine. But, like, the fact that Glenhawk just has no synergy with the rest of your deck, really. I mean, yes, it picks up artifacts, but it's not good.
Shrine of Loyal Legions, brah.
It's true. Wait, how's that?
You can return a Porcelain Legionnaire.
Oh, dude.
Extra counters. That's right. It does have synergy. You said it didn't have any. Come on.
That was a pretty big stretch.
I dug deep.
I do love Shrine, though. Shrine's a good card.
I think Shrine's very good in this deck.
I think the Black Shrine's actually going to be playable eventually, too, when the format slows down. It's powerful enough that it's like you squeeze it under a counter or whatever, and you just win a control mirror. The Red Shrine and the White Shrine are awesome, though. He has no Wraths in his main deck, just so we're clear. So if he gets overrun, he's just getting overrun. He's got no flyers. He does have Vampire Hexmage to remove some counters off stuff, but that's not very exciting. He's got Dismember, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if he can even win game 1, though, David. Like, literally, the only removal he has that kills things are 4 Hexmages and 3 Dismember. Can't use his Go for the Throats, and then he has a bunch of Inquisitions and stuff that are not necessarily very good against the deck that wants to empty its hand so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the Flyer should just end this for Ken pretty quickly. His opponent's on 4 lands now, right?
Yeah.
So it's 2 more turns till he gets to drop one of those Grave Titans in his hand. And Grave Titan's not really going to do what it needs to.
I mean, you could have like a Phyrexian Obliterator or something out, but like that doesn't even... I mean, 2 of those creatures fly, and and one of them does its job without attacking.
Yeah.
Postboard, he does get Nighthawks, Wormcoil Engines, and 2 Black Sun Zenith.
Those cards all seem very good here.
And Doomblade. He gets to upgrade his Go for the Throats to Doomblades. I don't know how exciting that is.
All right, in comes the goodies.
Ken does have a Hex Parasite in his sideboard.
And Ken is down to 12, I believe, now, from all those Scourges played. Those 4 Scourges, thanks to Glenhawk.
Once they get attacking, though.
All right, his opponent's going to despise that Glenhawk.
It's Dismember, right?
Dismember, I'm sorry.
Paying 2
D spells from the new set. Yeah, you can't do that.
He tried, though. He
yeah.
tried.
He walks the ledge like so many before him.
Yeah, he's down to 12, but he's just going to attack next turn and go back up to 16.
Yeah, I mean, next turn he's going to, swing with 2 Baneslayer Angels and beat it. His opponent can sacrifice that Hexmage to remove the counters from something.
It is not allowed under floor rules to use coins as as dice things. That's why they keep removing them.
Really?
You're not allowed to display money on your cards.
I did not know that.
I know. Not many people do, but that's why the judge keeps making him move the tokens or the coins off, because there was all coins on those before.
One time at Grand Prix Philadelphia in 2007, I played against Jordan Berkowitz, and he used $100.
Oh.
He used $100 bills as goblin tokens. He's a classy guy.
Yeah, they first outlawed poker chips because they didn't want you to associate Magic with poker at all.
That makes sense.
And then they started to get rid of money because they didn't want anyone to think that you were gambling. And like any card was worth any amount of money or anything, so you're not allowed to.
That makes sense.
You're not allowed to. That's what I'm saying. You should know this, Mr. Judge.
And that's a lot of damage coming in the red zone here. That Signal Pest is going to become a 5-power creature. Both those Vault Scourges are going to become 4-power flyers. And, yeah, that should be 13 damage, putting David at 2.
And Ken back up to 20. Oh, he's scooping. All right. Maybe
All right.
It was more than 13. Or maybe he just thought he could not win.
it was 13.
Well, yeah, Warzone and the Signal Pest trigger? Do you count both of them? Okay.
The Vault Scourge were both coming in for 4, and the Signal Pest was coming in.
No, they were 5, because they already had 1 counter on them from last turn.
Yeah. So they go to 3 counters.
And then the Signal Pest and the Warzone put them up to 5. 5 power.
No, they
five
had
threes.
1 from the turn before, so they get another counter going to 3, and then Warzone puts them at 4.
And the Signal Pest trigger puts them to 5.
Oh, wow, you're right. Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah.
JVL.
There are
Sell
too
me
many.
short.
I'm sorry. Jeez.
So it was actually for 15 damage, was my point, which is lethal.
Yeah. It didn't really matter. He was.
It's true.
He was dead the
There's
next
no way
turn.
he was winning. Game 2, he has a better shot, but I still don't know if it's enough.
Yeah,
Like,
he really needs to draw some of these Zeniths, and
Ken's gonna bring
Ken has
in-
extra shrines, right?
Ken didn't see any of the big hitters. He didn't see the Obliterators or the Grave Titans, to be fair, so he probably won't bring in Dispatch. But he
I
probably
mean-
bored him out, is what I was going to say. The creatures he played
you
were
kind
really
of have
bad.
to expect those cards.
Maybe. But I mean,
Maybe you think you're playing against mono black vampires and you kept a really bad hand or something.
all he played was vampire stuff. I don't know. But he probably brings in... I don't even know. The Shrine. Maybe he brings in the Stoneforge package? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. Oh, he has Stoneforge package from the sideboard.
Yeah,
I
he
like
has
that.
3 Stoneforge Mystic, 1 Sword of War and Peace, 1 Hammer of Ruin, which I love. I love that card. I had it in my Abyssal Persecutor deck for a while. It's kind of the Manriki Gusara, or whatever it is, of this
Of the
format.
new set.
And then 1 Batter Skull. I assume you wouldn't bring in the Hammer Ruin, but the War and Peace... I guess War and Peace isn't even that good against him, though.
I have a Cobblade deck where I don't play Hawks, and instead I play Bladed Agents, the 1/1 unblockable Infect guy, and I have 28 landed for Inkmoth, and I have Hammer of Ruin in that deck.
It's good.
Pretty good.
You got me with the Hammer Ruin and the Ink Moss, but the Blighted Agents, I was a little skeptical.
Really? Why? Nobody's
Well,
playing
no,
Starbow.
when it's just for Stoneforge for Blighted Agents and none of the other stuff. It's not that exciting. Kind of attacking on 2 fronts. But Hammer Ruin, I do like Hammer Ruin. It's really good against Batter Skull.
Yeah.
You really have to have a creature that constantly gets through, and flyers don't get through because of Squad Knock. That's why I liked on my Persecutors, because they have trample. So you always hit them.
Yeah.
If you have an 8 power trampler, they're not.
That's why I like
even
my
if they
agents.
have, yeah, obviously.
Hey, get him.
I didn't play this with new sets, so I don't know about new set, but probably doesn't bring in a Johnny. Because you gotta be worried about his guys dying. You don't want to overexpose in the Wrath.
Yeah, again, though, if he thinks he's playing against vampires, he's definitely bringing in a Johnny.
That's true.
Like, if you're playing, an aggro creature white deck with,
He has a
one of the
Phyrexian
20
Metamorph.
guys,
What do you think the Phyrexian Metamorph's for?
I think the card is absurd.
I think the card's specific too.
I
What do
like
you think
the card
the
a lot.
one copy is in his sideboard?
I don't know what it's for. Tell you the truth. Ken's the kind of guy who, you can ask him why he has cards in his deck, and I'll say, oh, it was a good card, I didn't know when I would want it, but I'm sure it would come up. So, yeah.
Some people, it's like, oh yeah, it was at the front of my box, so I threw it in there.
And it might be in there for, a...
I mean, Ken's sideboard has actually 4, 7, 8 1-ofs in his aggro deck, 2 2-ofs, and then a 3-of. It's like the most dispersed. Meanwhile, David's sideboard has 4 2s, 2 3s, and a 1. I don't understand why. He has 2 member sides, too. There's just way too much hand aid. And none of them are Mind Sludge. Oh, 3 member side in a Duress sideboard.
Well,
And
if you
none of
have
them-
this much discard, you don't need Mind Sludge.
I know, but just imagine if you cut this down to 6 of those spells and then had 2 or 3 Mind Sludge. This card's just absurd.
I think it's, one of the best cards in this type of deck.
It's one of the best cards in Standard that nobody plays because the decks, the card
You have to
itself.
play mono black.
If the card said target player discards a land or a card for each land you control, every black deck would play.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm
it's just a
saying.
mind
So
twist.
it's only restricted is that the deck it's in sucks. But
Mind Twist is pretty good.
it is. I mean, it's 5.
I used to
mana
first
mana.
pick Haunting him, because I'm a sicko.
That's discard 2 or 4 if you play a
Yeah.
Sorcerer Suite. I do like Haunting him.
When did you ever lose when you cast that card? I never lost.
When you top deck in, they had 1 card in hand or whatever.
Eh.
I guess no, because then you played instant speed.
Yeah, you play instant speed on their draw
Still
step.
pretty good.
And you actually crush them. See?
What was the one
Sorry.
where they you look at the top of their library or their hand, and then you put one of those cards on the bottom, and it had Madness, Psychotic Episode, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was a sweet card.
Card was okay.
Sweet information.
Yeah. I played that card like when I had more than
All right,
one
so
Literale
a Grave
card.
Titan, a Gatekeeper, a Swamp, a Vampire Hexmage, a Vampire Nighthawk,
And
and
two
it
more
looks like a
swamps,
Thoughtseize, but it's obviously not a Thougeize, so I don't know what the other card is. Probably just another
Yeah,
Swamp.
I think it's just 3 swamps. All right, Ken's gonna lead with a Memnite and a 1-drop, perhaps.
One thing you you learned very quickly. Ooh, a Memnite and two Memnites.
And
Any 1-drop? Any 1-drop? Signal Pest would be sweet here.
Mox Opal and a Steel Overseer would be especially nice.
That's true. Mox Opal and his Shrine would be sweet. He's got the Mox Opal. He's only using one. Oh! That was a pretty good turn 1.
That's a pretty good turn 1.
Here's my 6 power on turn 1. Go.
I wonder what he's gonna name here. This.
Hexmage, right? It's the only card he saw.
Yeah, it's the
I
only
think
card he
the
saw. I'm
first
surprised he
one
kept these
blind,
anyway.
you like always name like a
Something you know.
Something you know for sure. I mean, to be fair, it's actually the only card it hits out of his entire deck. So
Let's see. All right,
and here it comes. No, what is it?
Hexmage is actually pretty good, though.
Yeah, first strikes, and then it could remove the counters from a Shrine or the Steel Overseer counters.
Yeah, I mean, he has all that on the table, and he can
power that he
only.
played on turn 1 down to 2, so it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's really good.
Ooh, the free Vault Scourge.
Very nice.
$10 booster draft number 2. Judge Zach is going to get you started, so come on up and see him. Judge Zach's going to get you started. Come on up, check in with him. That's $10 booster draft number 2.
Yeah, First Striker is just pretty good against Ken's deck, huh?
Until he gets some, like, a Tempered Steel or something down.
Yeah, Tempered Steel kind of just breaks the game wide open.
I mean, Mono Black obviously has very little chance of...
All right, so Cracks.
Got rid of a Memnite.
All right, let's see. What did he draw here?
Looks like a Tempered
Tempered Steel. That's pretty good.
Off camera a little bit, but
Yeah, move that Tempered Steel to the right a bit, Kenny.
he can't hear you, I don't think.
Obviously not.
And all of a sudden, that 6
Damage.
power on turn 1 is turned into 1,000 power, and he can attack everything.
1,000 power on turn 3. Could have been on turn 2 if he drew the.
Give or take a few hundred. David is not liking life right now. His best card against this situation is Black Sun's Zenith, and right now it doesn't kill a single thing. It would be for 2 if he untap, played a land, and cast it.
No.
I mean, the best thing he could probably do is untap, play an Obliterator to just make the Flyers the only thing that can attack again.
Yep.
But,
Like Glenhawk Idol's not an artifact though, so.
what do you mean?
So the Black Sun Zenith would kill the Glenhawk Idol.
Oh,
but-
yeah. Well, there's no Glenhawk I don't play, yeah.
Or Glenhawk, I mean, rather.
Yeah. No, Black Sun Zenith still kills it.
Yeah, Black Sun Zenith will kill the Glenhawk.
okay.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
But I mean, killing one of the creatures is not...
Yeah, it's not going to help. He's still pretty far behind. So it'll kill both of his own guys too.
Yeah. I mean, in that case, he obviously just double blocks here and kills something.
Yeah.
How much is he taking if he doesn't block? Takes 6, 8, 12?
12, yeah.
So he's blocking something. Probably just double blocks Revoker. Takes 8.
Makes sense.
I mean, he's not dead next turn that way. He gets a creature off the table.
Conley, mid-match, being asked to sign some play
He
mats.
asked if I was busy, though. I don't...
Yeah, he's sitting at
There's
the
a
booth.
microphone in front of my face. I don't know what it's for.
All right. Yeah.
Doesn't he get to kill both?
Yes, he gets to kill both.
Okay. I was like...
Look, I will deal the damage to those creatures. Will hit you for 8, putting you down to 10. Pass the turnover.
And he gains 3 life, whatever that's worth. Probably not relevant, but...
23.
Grave Titan, Swamp. So he's going to play Swamp. I mean, if he has Black Sun's Zenith here, he almost does it. He drops his field down to 1/1s.
Oh yeah, you
Kills
have
the
to
Glenhawk
Zenith
Idol.
here, yeah. And you can at least like fight.
I mean, if he had
Because it gives you enough
Obliterator,
time to like.
if he had his Obliterator, he's only taking 5 next turn. And then the ground forces are pretty much shut off. Because there's no way he's attacking him and sacrificing a bunch of permanents. But
I think he's probably just playing the Nighthawk that's in his hand though.
he blocking
He
Vault
has that,
Scourge.
right?
Yeah.
No.
Does he block Vault Scourge to kill it, or does he block Glinthawk Idol as the free block?
I think you try to block Glenhawk Idol. I don't know if Ken even serves the Glenhawk.
I mean, that's fine, too. He's only taking 1 damage in the next exchange, if that's the case. And then if he does have Black Sun's Zenith, it's finally turned on. He really needs to have Wormcoil Engine and not Grave Titan right now, though, because I think the turn he plays Grave Titan, you know, he still gets hit in the air or whatever, and then next turn he just dies, whereas Wormcoil at least would kind of fog. Oh, he did keep in Dispatch.
Yeah. There it is.
He tried tapping it. Full Scourge is an artifact.
There we go. He goes down to 2 here.
It's pretty brutal. So he basically hits on tap with Black Sun Zenith. I think that's his only shot.
Yeah. Needs to draw that card immediately.
I guess another Nighthawk keeps him alive. Because he gains 2, so he
yeah, you're right.
But
he's still
he
dead
drew
to
a
like a lot of
Gatekeeper,
things.
but he could just sacrifice the Mem Knight. He's going to go for the Gatekeeper anyway, I think. Just not do what you wanted to do. You are still dead. He has a Grave Titan and something else in his hand.
Yeah, and Ken's just going to attack and kill his opponent.
Yeah, he's got it.
That's it.
Yeah, that matchup, you would think Mono Black just destroys him, but he just has no removal in his deck. He went all in on this hand hate. You know, the 10 main deck hand hate cards.